Okay, so it's halfway through round 10. I've decided to end the game here. So I'll just give you a quick overview of what happened this turn, why I'm ending the game, and my thoughts on the game. So Russia took Rome and wiped the Italians, except for their navy, off the map. And then Britain just fortified London. That's all I got through. The US and Japan still need to go. But the reason I've decided to end the game is that Russia is just kind of dominating the map. They control all of Europe and have a large navy, to where Britain, having to defend India, London, and Africa, I don't feel we'll ever be able to build up a navy to beat them. And London will eventually fall. And then over here, Russia is just continuing to push through China, which Japan might eventually be able to hold them off or create a front, but still not looking good, especially with Japan having to fight Britain, the US, and Russia. I don't feel like any side's really going to be able to gain dominance for a while. So I feel like this game's just going to drag on for a kind of a long time. So I figured I'd stop now. Especially Russia's making over 90, almost $100 each turn, which is kind of just ridiculous. So on the income tracker, I ran out of spots, so now I've been stacking chips underneath the Russian rondel, and you can just see how large that stack is. So because of that, I've decided to call the game. And now I'll kind of tell you about my thoughts on how the game went and everything. So I think randomizing the turn order had a huge effect on the game. Russia going first gave them definitely an advantage. And Germany going last, I feel like gave them a huge disadvantage, and Russia even more of an advantage. Because Germany's kind of Russia's main enemy. And with them with Paris being more fortified, and them losing so many men taking it, it really weakened the Germans. And then the Germans also had to fight the British, Italians, and Russians on 3 sides, and they had lost a lot of men taking Paris. So it really was a lot easier for Russia to take out Germany, and then they had a larger army than Britain, so it was able to take over all of Europe. America, I probably should have came up with a better strategy with them. I wasn't really thinking. Thinking back, I probably would have started more of a bridge into Africa to take stuff there. But, yeah, so I could have played them better. So that would have been more interesting to see. Over here in Japan, I had been trying to take the Chinese factory down here instead of having to build my own. And that was my plan originally, was to get there quickly and then not have to spend money on a factory. But that kind of backfired because China turned out to be a lot tougher to defeat, especially with the British coming in too. So with Japan, or China could build more tanks and stuff. So it just became a lot harder to take that territory. So, and with no money cap in India too, that made it really hard to get to that factory and hold it for a while. To where I think I would have been better off just spending the money on a factory right away, because now they're really lacking on forces in the region. Then, yep, that was about it. So if I was to play this again, I wouldn't do it solo. I would do it if you had somebody to play with every country, and then you could have more diplomacy aspect. Because in this game, I was just having everybody attack everyone, since it was only myself. It was a solo game. So I figured it would be harder to kind of maintain alliances and stuff. So that would kind of give it more of an aspect that if Russia's getting too strong, everybody just declares a truce and attacks them. It could make the game a little bit more balanced. And then also, I tried it with a randomized turn order, and that seemed to be pretty slanted. But maybe if you get a better turn order, it might not be. Or if you play with the original, you'd have to try that out to see how that works. And then, if you were to play with people, I'd feel bad for whoever got stuck with like China or France, because they're just going to get taken out right away. So it would be interesting if you could play them as almost like a mercenary army. Like you play to use them, or you pay to use them for a round, like whoever pays the most. Or you could do something else. Maybe if their capital gets taken, then they switch. They like join you in an alliance that they can't break. So then you have an ally. You can figure something else out, but you'd need like 9 people, where I feel like that would be pretty hard to get together. So it was just a fun experiment. Maybe you want to try it out for yourself. That was just my thoughts on the game, and that's about it. Hope you enjoyed.